Hello and welcome back to the Financial Freedom Show. It's been a while since the last episode, so there's a lot to get into today with updates to my portfolio as well as changes to my account. So if you enjoyed today's video, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe in order to stay up to date with the latest in my portfolio's changes. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So as you can see, my balance has increased quite a bit. I'm up to $36,803 overall in my accounts, and it continues to increase over time. I'm still depositing into my accounts. I had a little dip here over the past couple of months where I had taken some money out to pay off some debts that I had, but after that I actually got more income at my job, which helped increase my balance more. So I'm back up to starting to reach just a little bit under where I was at before I bought my house. So if we go back to looks like about July of last year, I was at $39,000 in my overall portfolio. This was after I paid off all of my student debts, and I had just left the rest of the money in my account. After that, I continued to deposit money in my accounts, and the balance increased up to about $45,495 or so. And then I bought a house, and it went down to $495 in my account. So I took out all the money just so that my transaction would go through, make sure that I have enough funds for my transaction, and then I redeposited those funds, about $14,000 worth, into the portfolio. So right now my goal is to get back to where I was at in July of last year, and then continue to increase my portfolio and break my all-time high. So the all-time high of this portfolio was $59,000 back in April of last year, which is pretty impressive considering the market was down at that point. Last year the market was down pretty much most of the year, so the fact that it was at $59,000 then, I wish I had it still invested then, but you know, hindsight is 2020. I could have left it in there and probably had over 100,000, but I wouldn't have had a house and I wouldn't have had my student debts paid off. So that's something that we could also consider. If I had a time machine, I'd go back and change things, but that's not possible. So I'm just going to continue to focus on the future and things that I can change now, and I'll continue to deposit into my accounts. So over the long run, my goal is to get this account up to 100,000 in the next 2 years or so, and then from there I want to grow it to $1 million, hopefully before I turn 40. Right now I am 26 years old, and my goal is to make this portfolio very growth fund focused. So as you can see, my main holding is VUG. I've actually shifted my portfolio quite a bit. My entire portfolio is in VUG with some cash funds on the side just as an emergency fund. I have currently about $6,000 as an emergency fund. I do have a wedding coming up, so I'm going to be getting married next week. So that's going to be another expense that's going to come out of this account. But after that, I don't see any major expenses. I mean, nothing for the next 10-20 years at least. I don't see any major expenses for myself, so I'm going to continue to dollar cost average into the market over that time and try and grow my portfolio as aggressively as possible. I want to be able to retire with peace of mind, so the more I can grow my account now, the easier it's going to be in the future, because compound interest really takes place in your 20s, and then after that it's a lot slower growth wise. So the more I can do now in my 20s, the better off I'm going to be. So I'm going to continue to work really hard to try and deposit into this portfolio. And hopefully you guys will see me on this journey and join me as I go to $1 million in this portfolio and beyond. So hope you guys enjoy the journey. If we take a look at my positions, you can see that quite a bit has changed in this portfolio over the past couple of weeks. I have actually sold out of SPLG and transferred it over to VUG. The reasoning behind this is when my funds were in VUG in my Roth IRA, I just left them invested. I have quite a large gain in my Roth IRA. In fact, my Roth IRA is my best performing portfolio just because I've stayed invested over the course of the past like 2 or 3 years. So it's definitely something that I'm going to continue to do in my main account as well, my taxable account. And I just want to continue to mirror that in both accounts. So I really don't want to change my holdings anymore in my portfolio. I'm going to continue to add to VUG, and that's just going to be my main fund. I'm just going to continue to average into that until I retire, continue to deposit funds, and hopefully grow my wealth that way. So something else that you can notice about this portfolio, you can see currently I have $3,500 pending, so that's coming in from my checking account. And then I have another $2,000 from my paycheck that will be coming in later this week. So that's going to grow my cash position to roughly $6,500. And then that's going to be my emergency fund. I will just keep that there on the side in case something comes up and I need to use it for expenses. That way I don't have to sell out of my portfolio. I want to hold this for the next 30, 40, maybe even 50 years as long as I can, and not sell out of it. So I'm going to continue to add to it, and hopefully that position will grow over the next couple years. Something that I find really interesting and very helpful for my own mindset and for my overall view of my progress so far is the balance and performance activity that Fidelity does for your accounts. So if we go to that section, you can see that if I just deposited my money into cash over the course of the time that I've been investing, I would have $24,386. But I actually have $33,294 because I've been invested that entire time. So basically, I have $8,800 in market gain over the course of the time that I've been investing in this Fidelity account. Of course, my account was in M1 Finance previously and also Robinhood, but it over the course of the past little over a year, I've actually gained $8,000 in my portfolio, which is really shocking to see. You can also highlight over each area that I really enjoy. You can see over time how the portfolio continued to outperform putting your money in cash. So this gap here between cash and investing is widening. The longer the time frame, the more it's going to widen. The bigger the drops are going to be, but also the bigger the highs are going to be. So I'm going to continue to dollar cost average into this account and see gains. This is from my overall portfolio. Something that's really, really interesting is if we go into my Roth IRA and we look at the overall returns, $6,000 of the total $8,000 has come from my Roth IRA. So most of my growth in this account has come from my Roth IRA over the couple years. Trading in and out of funds in my taxable account just hasn't been very productive compared to my Roth IRA, which is actually less money than was in my taxable account. So that's really interesting to see that my Roth IRA has definitely outperformed by a long shot my regular account just because I've stayed invested over the course of the past year. This won't be the case every year, won't be the case forever, but I think it's going to outperform trading in and out of accounts in the long run. So I'm just going to stay invested in the market, and I'm never going to sell out of my positions. This is going to be the long run for my account. It's all going to be in VUG, and I'm just going to continue to show you the progress over the next couple of years as this continues to compound. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the journey. Be sure to comment down below what you're doing in your portfolio. Are you buying VUG, SPLG? What's your portfolio look like? I love to read the comments and see what you guys are doing. If you have any suggestions for me, I'd love to hear them. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.